Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. But today we are going to be talking about my second trimester and doing a full second trimester recap. Officially hit my third trimester on Sunday. Probably gonna see this video a couple days early, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna talk about my second trimester. I have all my notes on my phone. We're gonna be talking about the baby, obviously, my cravings, my symptoms, appointments I had, my baby shower, and my go-to products. Okay, so I set my phone right here. If I look over there, it's because all my notes are sitting right in front of me. First thing we're going to talk about is the baby, of course. We're gonna be talking about his size, shape, weight, all that good stuff. Okay, so right now is the size of a cabbage, and he is about 2 pounds and 14.5 inches. Obviously, I'm just going by my app. I don't really know how accurate that is, like per my doctor. But that is just what my app is saying that he is looking like right now, which is super fun. He's getting so big. Okay, so we're gonna talk about some things that happened in the second trimester with him, like movements and stuff like that. So I first started feeling him move at 18 weeks. It felt like little flicks. That's kind of how I describe it, is like a little twitch or a little flick. It was very gentle. When I first felt it, I was like, I think that was the baby. Like right at 18 weeks, I was like, I think I just felt the baby move. And like I said, it just felt like a little flick in my lower stomach. And now, oh yeah, that was definitely the baby, because he kicks all over my side, very, very low, my ribs. He kicks everywhere. I feel like he's laying completely sideways because I feel movements in both sides, like his hands are going and his feet are going at the same time. Okay, so the next topic we're going to be talking about are my cravings. In my first trimester, I didn't really have a lot of cravings. I was sick from like 8 to 11 weeks, so I kind of didn't really think about food that much. I feel like the cravings more kicked in the second trimester. My number one craving, like to this day, is sushi. I can eat sushi every single day, and I have ate sushi. It's all cooked, so don't worry about that. All I ever eat is cooked sushi anyways. Sushi is my number one craving, like number one craving, sushi. Another thing I've been craving is, well, pretty much all savory stuff. Like sushi is obviously pretty savory. Sweets, I haven't really been craving that many sweets. It's all pretty much savory, like sushi, Mexican food. But some more like sweeter things I've been craving are a lot of fruit. I've been craving specifically cold fruit. Like I've been obsessed with cold stuff. Cold smoothies, cold strawberries, cold apples, drinks, like anything cold. It just feels so refreshing. I have had a lot of come and go cravings. It will hit me suddenly that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that right now. I craved a soda, which I barely drink soda. The only soda I really drink is Sprite. There was one day I was craving a Mountain Dew. Like that was so random. And then I've craved an apple pie randomly, craved Cheetos randomly, very random stuff. So that's pretty much my cravings. Talk about my symptoms. I have had quite a bit new symptoms, a couple TMI symptoms as well. I will mention the TMI symptoms, but I'll warn you before I start talking about them in case you don't want to hear that. I was sick in my first trimester from 8 to 11 weeks. Pretty much once the 12th week hit, I was fine. Like it was just like, bam, 12 weeks, you're good to go. I have gotten sick a couple times during the second trimester, but those were only times when I was like brushing my teeth. I guess I like hit my mouth a weird way and it just like did the gag reflex. I don't know what happened. I was brushing my teeth and all of a sudden I was like, I'm gonna throw up. So I did. That was only a couple times and that hasn't been recently. Another symptom I've had are more headaches. So if you know me personally, I do suffer with headaches normally. I was on a prescription before I got pregnant for my headaches. I've always suffered with headaches. I do get some headaches occasionally, specifically towards the evening time. I am able to take some Tylenol while pregnant, so I do take Tylenol and that helps a lot. Yeah, I don't get them that often, but I've definitely noticed I've had them more in the second trimester than I did in the first trimester. Peeing a lot, like a lot. So before I got pregnant, I could go all night without having to get up to pee. but now that I'm pregnant, specifically in the second trimester, I get up every single night, pretty much around the same time too. It's always around like 3 a.m. Like 3 a.m. is like my prime time for the baby to kick, for me to like wake up. You always hear the saying like pregnant women pee every 5 minutes, and that's pretty much true, because from what I've noticed, like even if I drink just a little bit of water, my bladder gets so full to the point that it hurts. It feels like I've been holding it for a full road trip or something. Like it literally hurts. Then whenever I go to release my bladder, it barely comes out and it doesn't fully empty. And I have to go back a few minutes later and it's the same thing. It's not fully emptying itself. So it's like I'm constantly peeing, constantly having a full bladder, and it's very uncomfortable. Whenever I'm laying down and it hits me full bladder, oh, it's so painful to like lift up. Yeah, so I'm peeing a lot. And kind of to go along with the whole peeing a lot thing, I have had some round ligament pain. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it if you want, but it's pretty much like you're stretching muscle. Obviously when you're pregnant, your belly is stretching. A lot of times whenever I'm laying down in bed and I am on my side and then I go to turn on my back to like get up, round ligament pain is so painful because it's literally stretching out, so painful. And sorry, he's literally kicking me as I'm talking. Kind of painful. It's not really painful, it's just more uncomfortable. Braxton Hicks. They are technically contractions, but they're not painful. So I don't really call them like, oh, I'm having a contraction, because it's not painful. But Braxton Hicks is a type of contraction. Just when your belly gets super tight and then it releases. So it's literally contracting and then it will release, and it's super uncomfortable because it gets so tight, like your belly feels like a rock. It's super hard, then it will go away. Kind of just have to ride it out. A lot of these symptoms you have to ride out, like you just have to deal with it, and then once it goes away you're like, okay, I can breathe again. And then some other random symptoms before I get into the TMI symptoms. I'm always thirsty. I'm always out of breath. Since I'm always thirsty, it's like drying out my lips to the point where they feel crusty, which is disgusting. I cannot quench my thirst of how thirsty I am. And dry skin, kind of going along with the dry lips, my skin definitely feels a lot more dry, especially my hands. My hands feel very dry, and then my face gets dry. My hair just feels so dirty like all the time. It's just kind of, I mean, it looks decent right now, but it's very dull. I mean, I do have very thin hair, so whenever it starts feeling bland, I've been living off of dry shampoo and purple shampoo to try to keep my hair alive and keep it looking somewhat decent. I'm gonna go ahead and warn you, TMI symptoms coming up. So if you don't want to hear this, just skip forward a little bit. I'll put a little timestamp right here. Scroll to this time right here if you don't want to hear TMI symptoms. There's not that many. I've had a lot of cervical mucus, like to the point where I feel like I need to shower multiple times a day just to feel comfortable. Not a lot you can do about it. It's just a common pregnancy symptom. It can get uncomfortable sometimes, you know? You know what I'm saying? During the second trimester, I started leaking colostrum, which is super cool. The first time I noticed it, I was so amused. I was like, oh my gosh, this is super cool. Maybe that's a good sign. I've heard it's just pretty normal. It can mean a good sign or not. I mean, it's just a thing that happens. It's very interesting. It's that your body is just getting ready for your baby. And the last one, this is not as TMI, but acid reflux. I've been dealing with that like every single day, especially at night. It's terrible. I'm practically throwing up in my mouth. Acid reflux. Specifically the other night, I was pretty much sleeping and I had to jump up and like gasp for air because it about choked me. It scared the crap out of my husband. Okay, so now let's talk about some more fun stuff. That was pretty much all my symptoms. Let's talk about appointments I've had. Did have my 20-week ultrasound. I will show you guys right now the baby sound, which is the ultrasound that they look at everything. They look at the heart, they look at the fingers, the toes, the brain. They look at everything. Whenever I had my 20-week ultrasound, he was 14 ounces. Now fast forward about 7 weeks later, there's no telling exactly how much he weighs. If it will focus, there we go. There's my little bean, my little baby boy. That's just a little face shot. A little side profile, you can see his little nose and his lips and a little bit of his eye socket right there. And he's just so precious. There's his legs. You can kind of see a bone right there, and that's just his little feet. And then here are some pictures of his feet, like of him just laying down. You can see his little toes. I don't think I'm gonna have any more ultrasounds with my actual doctor, but I think I want to have my own private like 3D 4D ultrasound. I'll probably do that around 30 weeks just to kind of see what he's going to look like. I did do my glucose test during the second trimester. I will leave that video up here if you guys want to go check that out. Pass it. It was just the first 1 hour test. I did get a 69 on it. I believe the highest you can get is like 140. The number was actually pretty low, which is good. I did find out that I have low iron, so I'm now on a prescription every other day for the rest of my pregnancy to kind of give me some extra iron. And of course, I've had regular checkup appointments. They just do the heartbeat, they kind of measure my belly. Okay, so now let's talk about some other stuff. Let's talk about my baby shower. Pregnant women, a lot of moms, dads, they start throwing their baby showers towards the end of their second trimester. I know a lot of people start throwing their baby showers around this time, like towards the end of their second trimester, beginning of the third. But obviously with everything going on as far as COVID-19, I have canceled my in-person baby shower. And if you guys are new, my husband is military, so we don't even live in the same state as our family anyways. So we would have had to travel for our baby shower just to be with everyone. So that was canceled. I'm very sad about that, but it kind of is what's best right now because you never know who may have it and not know it, or just being around a bunch of people is just kind of not the best idea. Especially for myself being pregnant, it's kind of unknown if it does go to the baby. I would be around a lot of elderly people as well, so it's just not a good idea. My first baby, so it is very sad. I did put together a virtual baby shower, so we'll see how that goes on a specific date on like Facebook Live. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it goes well. So thanks to COVID-19, my baby shower is canceled, but you know, God has plans. His plans are bigger than our own. So I'm not trying to worry too much about it. I'm trying to embrace a virtual baby shower, embrace social media. And then the last final topic we will talk about is my go-to products. A lot of these products I did mention in my first trimester video, which I will leave that video up here as well. Just kind of talk about what I've been using as far as like for pain, for my symptoms, and just some body care stuff. So a lot of these products are pretty self-explanatory, so don't judge me for showing you very self-explanatory products, but I just want to show you like what I'm personally using. Like I said, I mentioned with the whole headaches issue, I just have this big bottle of Tylenol. I got this from Sam's Club and this will last forever, so I'm thankful to have this since Tylenol is pretty much the only thing you can take for pain while you're pregnant. Then with the whole acid reflux stuff going on, I have this little Tums. I'm thankful for this little guy. As far as moisturizers go, I did mention in my symptoms that I'm dealing with dry skin and dry lips. Of course, use Aquaphor. Aquaphor is my go-to product. I would recommend this to anyone. I definitely want to get the Aquaphor baby version because I love it that much that I would love to try it on my son. And then for my face, as far as dry skin, I do try to exfoliate my face at least once a week because my pores start feeling very clogged and just dry. So this is the like scrub I use. This is by Soap and Glory. It's the scrub of your life. You can use this on your whole body. I specifically use this on my face. My moisturizer, I have a couple of different face moisturizers I kind of rotate between, but I've been really liking this one. The Bliss Bright Idea Vitamin C and Collagen moisturizer. It's very thick and it smells like oranges, so it's a very fresh scent. Makes my skin feel nice and plump and just very soft. Then as far as my stomach goes, I'm still using the same products. Bio Oil, which is amazing. This stuff lasts so long. And then I'm still using my Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Tummy Butter for stretch marks. This looks like that. I have hit the bottom. This is good. I mean, does the job, makes me feel nice and moisturized and hydrated. Or my last like type of product is my Doppler. Now that he's moving, I don't use my Doppler as much, but there are days where if I'm more active, he's less active, because pretty much when you're walking around, moving a lot, you're pretty much rocking your baby to sleep. Sometimes I'll get towards the end of the day and sit down and think, I have not felt him that much, so I'll just do a little quick check on him, and I love having this. It's just a good peace of mind. And now let me share with you guys some of my favorite apps. I have like a full little file on my phone labeled Carter, since that's his name. If it will focus, sorry the glare. So I use the Ovia, Pregnancy Plus, and What to Expect. I love all three of these apps for different reasons. I don't prefer one over the rest. They all are great for different reasons. So pretty much it. I think I covered everything. So if you guys have any other questions for me, if I didn't cover something, or if you're curious about something, leave them in the comments below. I try to comment back to every single one of you guys. So before I end the video, I need to show you guys a bump shot. So here's what he's looking like. I've been definitely living in maternity clothes for sure because they're so comfortable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Can't believe I'm about to hit my third and final trimester, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys.